Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
And as you can tell, this is a different type of church. People talk back. And that's what we like about it. So the interaction between people is really very, very exciting and important. For those of you, if this is the first time, the Center for Creative Living is a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, and we're a spiritualist church, which means that we talk about people doing readings, if we talk about people having visions, if we talk about people talking to spirits that you might not see, we accept you for who you are. We have people in here who are Catholic, who are Islamic, who are Jewish. We have it seems like religion represented on various Sundays. Know that whatever it is, or if you're an atheist, you are welcome. We welcome you. The same with whatever gender you're interested in, or you decide you are welcome here. The reason we're so open is because my philosophy is that we are all children of Creator. I don't really care what you call Creator. We know that you are here because you asked to be here. And when you think of that, when you think of the fact that somewhere in the great beyond, you decided you wanted to come here, and quite often I have found in doing my psychic readings that people chose the parent they're going to come to because they think they're going to help us. So when you think about your children, remember when they were in spirit, they come down to help you, even though it might not feel like that sometimes.
Wrong name, Dottie. It's John Sabratos, not DeSantos.
Okay, thank you.
Sabrato.
Thank you, Mary.
That's a good one.
Good catch. Thank you, John. Really do appreciate it. Okay, anybody else have any announcements that they would like to make, or something new and exciting? Yes, Brianna.
Yes, I just want to say that on October 7th, my bird baths were completely empty of birds, and I found out there was this avian flu, and 5 of the condors had died, and 1 peregrine falcon, which was endangered. And so what I did was I started washing my bird baths with Clorox and soapy water, and I posted it on Nextdoor, and I had like 2,100 people had seen my post. Wow. And I prayed about it, and I did my spiritual practice, and in my spiritual practice, where our love is, that's where the effect goes. And so I believe my prayers were answered, and I have birds back in my yard. And I believe that there must be other people doing, because how does good overcome evil is that people see someone doing something good and then they join them. And so I believe that there are people out there that are washing their bird baths with Clorox and soapy water and giving these birds something that's not infected with avian flu.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brianna. That's wonderful.
And I want to say, after I did that Lottie Con, I was exhausted. I must have done the thing for the birds.
Well, good for you. Okay. Next Sunday, Minister Ruth Davidson is going to be talking about Samhain. And so for those of you who are interested in how the pagan / goddess looks at Halloween, since they're the ones that started it, it's great to find out what happened there. So for those of you who follow the goddess path, I think you'll be delighted to see what she has to say. Yes,
October
Dorothy.
24th marks our 3rd anniversary here at the Billy DeFrank Center. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you,
Gabrielle.
For your family. Yay, move in.
Yes. We really do appreciate it.
So, now move in.
Okay, and if I could invite Reverend Janet Childs up, please. And Janet is our music maker here on Sundays, and we so appreciate having her here. She has to leave quickly because she has a funeral to be the officiant for today. So what I would like for y'all to do is just take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. And follow the sound of my voice. I'd like every one of you to visualize walking on the beach. It's a little overcast at the beach today. And as you look out over the ocean, you see the small waves and the water looks a little bit gray. But we know when the sun comes out, it will be bright and sparkling. Each one of you is like the ocean. Some days you're shiny and bright, and other days you feel a little bit gray, a little bit discontented. But know, when you feel that way, whether it be anger, frustration, fear, sadness, any negative thoughts you get, you can change them, just like the sun changes the ocean. Just like the sun changes the shining energy all over. You create your own shining energy. So the next time you get into that place that sometimes you call despair, I want you to visualize your own inner sun shining, letting the Mother, Father, God, Creator, whatever you want to call Source, shine through you. You are a walking beacon of light. And when your light feels dull, shine it up. You can shine wherever you go and whatever you do. Think of yourself as a beacon of hope and love that is needed so badly right now. Whatever you hear that is negative, stop and say, does this affect me? And if it is affecting you, figure out how you can bring your energy into more positive alignment with Source. You are so powerful. Each one of you is amazingly gifted in being able to shine. Now take another deep breath and listen to our wonderful grammar chant of chocolates.
Oh, when I let my heart flow into the river Shine, shine, shine. We are shining in the light. And we can shine, shine, shine. And bring candlelight to the night. And our struggles are together. We are walking hand in hand. We are opening all our light. And we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine.
And just hold on to that for a moment. Visualizing you bringing shiny light into other people's lives. But first of all, start with yours. Thank you so very much, Janet. I really do appreciate that. That was great. And do you have to dash?
No, I'm going to stay for as long as I can.
Okay, good. With all of the news and all of the things that are going on in the world, every time you hear something that touches your heart, please look at how you can send energy, whether it's prayer, positive energy, if you feel moved to send money. But don't just let it hurt you. Don't let it just hurt your heart. Find something positive you can do to help change. If everybody starts changing their views into a positive energy, it's amazing what we can create. But you have to decide you're going to do it. It takes something. Some people do things 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day. They could send prayers out. Some people do it before bedtime, when they wake up in the morning. Find a time in your day that you can just calm down and send out love and light and energy, however it looks to you. And you'll find that not only are you helping other people, but you're really helping yourself. And sometimes that's all you can do, is just take a nice deep breath and blow out positive energy. Well, I am excited about the people that are here today because I have no idea what they're going to do. And so that's always great because it happens to me a lot, you know. We had hula dancers here. We've had people who have done amazing things that come and talk. And because each one of you has something to say. I see a gentleman here for his first time that I know has a lot to say. Maybe we could ask Eric Meese to talk some Sunday. Oh, he would love it. It would be so great. Thank you so much. And anytime you have something to say, something you feel that helps build people up, we're not here for you to tell us how bad we are. Some of us have come from churches that they did that. We're here to tell you how good you are. Even if you don't feel it, we're going to boost you up and tell you how good you are. And the reason we know you're good, because you're here. And that here doesn't necessarily just mean here physically in this building, but here on this planet. And the people that are going to be doing whatever they're going to be doing today are Dan Zulevic and his wife Torchy. And I am so excited about this because the last time I saw him was at my 85th birthday party, and Dan sang. But Dan said he's going to come up and tell us what he's going to do, or they're just going to start doing it. So please welcome Dan and Torchy.
I do want to tell you a couple of things about this. The first, of course, is that
We can hardly hear you.
is it off?
Let me get there, hang on.
Now it's on?
By locating, I haven't done
Now
yet.
it's on.
But he's good at everything else.
Yeah, I could be real loud without it, but
I know, we talked about
we
your
don't
talent.
want to do that.
There you are.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go. The first thing is that Torch and I are actors, and we're amateur actors, but we really, well, oh, boy, boy.
We do this a lot.
What she is, she's a diva. You know what a diva is? And she doesn't just play one on the stage.
All right.
Okay, so now you've seen one, if you haven't seen one before, or even in the mirror. And I hope you have seen one in the mirror. But I am also a director. And I don't know. I believe in theater. In theater, that belongs right here. Several years ago, Torch and I took a sort of a spiritual journey with a small group to Greece. And we went to Crete for quite a period of time. Oh yeah, isn't it? You know, it's just humming with the energy that we're capable of. And we stood on what is probably the oldest surviving stage in the world. Happened also to be a temple.
Of course.
It was just like that. Theater and spirituality are just joined, not just at the hip, every place. Theater is a way to look at yourself from a different point of view. You don't really play a character, you play yourself in different circumstances. And what we're about to do is to perform a play by a very accomplished playwright, John Mabey. He's given me permission to do this. He makes money at this, but not for me. You know, I think I'm going to just carry my script, but I will wear glasses. Anyway, this...
Want to raise that?
I don't want to do that. That blocks me off. I'll just hold the script.
Oh, okay.
And what we're going to do is really describe a situation that when I was conversing with the playwright, I said, you know, if I look at these two characters, I can see myself in both of them. And they are very different characters, very in different situations. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do our best to present this to you, but I'm going to want you to just reflect on it. I'm just going to stop at the end of it. And I would like, after a minute or two of reflection, I'd like to think that it will be worth it to you, to talk with you about what you heard and listen to you, and you'll tell me what you heard. And the others will too. This is a communal act. That's one of the lovely things about theater, especially when one is an actor. You know, an actor is an egotist. Has to be. You ever go to an audition? It's terrifying. You are up there because you believe you have something worth it. And yet, once it starts, you are a team. You all depend upon each other, just like trapeze artists or football players. And so that lovely mixture is the one that I in a way, celebrate. Because to my mind, the very beginning of that connection, before it becomes anything else, is kindness. It's just being open to the possibility that connection is valuable and it could be good. So,
I want to say something. I want to say hi to Eric Neese. We go way back. For how long? 20 years? 30 years? We go to the same Unitarian church over on 3rd Street. And when he walked in, I thought, oh, I know him. What a friendly place.
yeah, well, you know, Dottie probably mentioned it, but she and I go back even further than that.
Eric and I go back further than that too.
So, one of the things about this play, I'm going to start really into the actual presentation of it. The title of it is The Active Oval.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Oh. Okay. You performed beautifully.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. If it expressed me, if it came across, that's my Academy Award. But you know, kindness. Think about where kindness came in, because it didn't. You know, this didn't end with anything but possibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I may never use this to her.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter, not to the playwright, not to me. And I don't think it's the important part of what we as a community, as human beings, as all possibilities. The possibilities don't exist among us unless there is kindness. Reaching out. I was saying how Lex was doing something she had no idea how it was. She had never even done it, maybe. She was diving off the high board, and there probably was water. Because Sammy could have been a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
And Sammy was looking into the abyss. And that little bright light shone down on him. And it was the bright light that any one of us has. Every one of us has. And I hope I've celebrated it.
Let's ask them.
What do you guys think? I mean, you know, aside from going, wow, you guys are cool. Yeah, we're cool. Okay, got that out of the way. Next.
I think that, you know, so many times we're so into ourselves and afraid to be inappropriate that we don't offer the opportunity to another person because we're so concerned about how it looks or how people think. But if we offer the possibilities, look at the possibilities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a risk.
In the back.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, hilarious, so touching, hard, emotional, and it was so, I thought Lexi was you, but her, that made me laugh. So I like it, the humor made me feel like I had a good day.
Good.
Laughter's great to have in a day.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, and I like to think that it's not an experience that is unfamiliar. to any of us, that the darkness just seems impenetrable. And it takes an act of courage.
Ask them for more.
Huh?
Ask them for more.
You asked him for more.
Okay, what else do you think?
Who deems what's inappropriate?
Good question. Because I'm inappropriate a lot. This is almost me. One time we were sitting at Panera, and sitting next to us was a guy with what? A guy
Go ahead. I want to step back from the microphone. Go ahead.
A guy wearing a Trump t-shirt, big Trump t-shirt, big Trump hat. He might have had rings and underwear, I don't know. But there was his very cowed wife and equally cowed daughter, maybe mid-20s. And I'm sitting right next to him. And Dad always thinks I'm going to start bar fights because I say stuff to people. Anyway, we were leaving, and I stopped and put my hand on this guy's shoulder and said, I want you to know that we are on different sides of the political spectrum, but if this country's gonna work, we have to talk to each other. And that's all I wanted to say. And he said, why are you on the other side? And I said, we're not there yet. We can't talk like that yet. But I just wanted to say, hello, human being. And got no fight ensued. But that was inappropriate, probably. But I think everybody ought to do that.
That's a lovely way to go.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm glad she gave me this opening because it really, the act of kindness in here is. Who says when? Can anybody tell me when you thought that the act of kindness might have happened? What was the action was?
In the story?
Yes.
What?
Okay, well, you had your hand up, so.
Just talking, just opening your mouth and you know, that someone exists.
And
Saying, hey.
She says, are you okay?
Yeah,
That's the
right there.
opening lines of the
Yeah.
play, yeah.
Because just doing that is opening up a can of worms.
it is.
It can.
It's not judgmental. It isn't. It's. You look troubled or something.
She saw something.
I'm disturbed. I feel something. I have to do something. And that's where the kindness is, because it's not judging. My opinion about the Trump guy was a little different, because he was advertising that he already decided what we have to do, which is all you liberals ought to shut up.
Or die.
Well,
Yeah.
Or not vote.
okay, so anyway, but that's really what I'm getting at, is that kindness is that first impulse. It's easy, relatively easy, to be kind to someone you already like,
Yeah.
who you already agree with. It's not so easy to be kind to someone who looks like it might cause you lots of difficulties.
But it's scary, because you don't know what their response is going to be.
Exactly.
And I knew I wasn't going to start a bar fight if I could get out of there. But the same thing happened to, you're going to think I'm a lunatic. The same thing happened, we were sitting at the Wiener Schnitzel, which is where we go every Sunday after church. It's like communion. And
It's our sacrament. We have our sacramental ice cream.
And sitting next to me in a car was a woman in great distress, and she was on the phone, and she was talking to someone about how they had betrayed her and how she had done this and that, and and sobbing and all this stuff. And I got out of the car, I have arthritis, and knocked on the window, and I had no idea what I was going to say. And I said, would you please get out of the car? I want to hug you. And she got out of the car thinking, who is this crazy? And we just stood there in the Wiener Schnitzel parking lot, and I kept saying to her, it's going to be okay. I would have wanted someone to do that to me. And so I tend to talk to strangers, and I mean, I don't want to be going through this world alone. And I talk to strangers anywhere, in the line at Walgreens but just to talk to people. It's
I wish I could.
You could do it.
It's, Mary, it's, I did this in Safeway. We were coming
Yes.
out, and my granddaughter Miranda was with me. She was about 8 years old. And we're walking through, and I said to the checker, "Hey, how are you doing? What's going on?" Da 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 da. And her friend was with her, and she said, "Does your grandma know that lady?" And Miranda looked at her and said, "No, she just acts like she does." And I thought, yeah,
Yes.
that's what
Yes.
you do.
And that's what you do,
you just-
exactly.
yeah, just-
Your action precedes feeling.
Yeah.
You know, especially good action. Yeah, back here, yeah.
Oh, I think others have heard this story, but when I was learning to walk again, I would walk around my neighborhood, and in the early days, I needed to hold on to the fence to get around, and I would be huffing and panting. And twice this happened to me. Men came up to me and said, "Are you okay, ma'am?" And I said, "Walking is hard." And they said, "Yes, it is." And I said, "Yes, I'm just trying to walk." But it was kindness that brought them to me.
Yeah.
Because in my neighborhood, I could have looked like a drunk. No, seriously.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, and for someone to approach somebody takes a lot of nerve in my neighborhood. So it was really, and it was men approaching a woman.
Yeah.
That seemed really nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ava?
One,
I had a thought about the can of worms part. Sorry for my voice. I wonder if one approaches without expectation to fix, that then it isn't a can of worms.
Yeah.
That then it's just you sharing your love, your heart, and wherever it goes, it goes. If it drops like a rock, oh wow, you made the effort, but really taking responsibility that you're not to fix it for
Yes,
them,
exactly.
but just share love.
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll get by.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome, more than welcome. There's just one last little thing I wanted to close with. There was
Is it a song?
no, it's not.
It's not South Pacific, sing some enchanted.
There was an author called Kurt Vonnegut, who
Oh, yeah.
many of you know him, and he wrote a book that toward the end was good. God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater, and his main character was trying to do something radically different from what everything was happening around him. I won't go through the details, but he found himself in a maternity ward, actually on the outside of the windows, and just looking at the babies, waiting for somebody to come out. He's looking at the babies, looking at me, he says, "Welcome to Earth, babies." It's hot, it's wet in places, it's crowded. You're gonna be here for, I don't know, maybe even 100 years. And I've got to tell you, the one rule that I think has to be lived by is, babies, God damn it, you've got to be kind.
On that note.
Yay, Kurt.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
We are glad to do this, big hands.
Thank you. That was so wonderful. Thank you.
We spent a lot of time arguing.
So Dottie,
Yes,
7 weeks at Valley Med, I blessed a lot of new babies coming in. They play a little chime every time a baby is born.
Oh.
And each one of them I said, "Come help us."
Well, you know the Sufi line about you don't own your children.
That's right.
That they come through you
Exactly.
to do what they're supposed to do.
Yes, so they were all given a charge to come and bless this world with their light and help make right. So.
Yes, I'm happy to tell you, all three of mine are. They're killers.
Yeah.
They're good.
Thank you so very much. And Ruth, we're excited about next week that you're going to be talking about sewing. Mm-hmm. And so I remember, that's going to be exciting. And if you want to come in costume, please feel comfortable. I'll probably wear my wonderful witch's hat, and who knows what else? Probably some other clothes. But with me, you never know. So we'll see. So if you want to wear a mask or a cape or anything to church, I want you to express who you are and how you feel about this amazing day. Okay. This is time to pass the basket, and thank you, Mary. This is the donation for CCL. If you right now finances are a little bit short, just bless the basket, and we'll feel your blessings. Okay. The other thing I'd like to talk to you about is that we are going to have a new church is going to come here in December. CIG, Center for Infinite Growth. This is a charter of the UCM, and Tom and Mary Gary are going to have church here once a month, and they're going to start on the second Sunday in December. And so if you hear about CIG, that Center for Infinite Growth, you'll go, oh, we're still under the umbrella of the Universal Church of the Master, but it's Tom and Mary. And so this is going to be great. They used to have a church a long time ago. How long ago was that, April?
Since 1992, well, no, it was before that, 1990 to, wow.
Well, anyway, it's a while ago. When you start out 19, we know it's been a while ago. So anyway, that's going to be neat to have other people coming here and talking. We really do appreciate it. Okay, one of the things, Dan, I am so impressed with you because suicide has hit your family, and you know, when you were talking about it, I thought that takes a lot of strength and a lot of ability to be able to be up here and give that play. It was wonderful because I know it did hit home. And I think there's many people here have been touched by suicide. And when you think of that, and you wonder, what can I do? If somebody, I want to share this story. A friend of mine, Sharon, she called me one night and said, about 5:36, and she said, I decided to take my own life. I don't want to be here anymore. And I said, okay. And she said, well, you know, things have been rough. And I said, I understand things have been rough. And she said, I got my gun here, and I'm going to shoot myself because the kids are out of the house. My husband's gone. And I said, okay. I said, but I just wanted to talk to you for a bit since this is our last conversation. And she said, well, yeah. I said, well, you know, when your son goes to get married, your son was 5, when your son goes to get married, do you want me to be there to represent you? And she goes, what? And I said, well, you want to have his godmother, who I was, there to represent you, right? And she goes, well, yeah. And I said, yeah, and your husband and his new wife. And she goes, his new wife? And I said, oh, yeah, he's a good-looking man. I don't expect him to be single for very long. And I talked to her from 5 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the morning. And I talked about, well, would you like me to do this or that, or would you? Because I know you called me to ask my help, you know. And finally she said, darling, can I go to bed now? I'm exhausted. And so she would call me many times and say, remember that night you kept me awake so I wouldn't kill myself? But I was just there. You know, that was my way of doing it. But a couple of other times I've had this happen where you just are there. People are so alone when they want to kill themselves. They're feeling so alone, and that's been now you're way of handling it could have been completely different. But for me, letting her look in the future of what she's going to be missing without going nah, 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 just being very, nonchalant about it. Because they have to be so scared to want to leave the planet. I mean, that's a scary thing. Yes, Ruth?
And I just want to mention, as someone who has attempted before, been a very long time, a couple of decades, okay? But you're just not in your right mind.
Right.
Because if you were, you wouldn't even consider it.
Right.
So, it's not personal.
Right.
You're just not in your right mind.
But it's nice to have somebody there, just like was happening here at the Oval. It's nice to have somebody there that can hear you no matter what you're going through. So just think about that. If you have that little feeling, I ought to call someone, call them, okay? Just call them and say, hi, and I was just thinking of you. Okay? I'd like you all to take a nice deep breath and just close your eyes. We want to thank you very much, Dan and Torchy, for being here today. We want to thank you people who have come. Thank you for joining us. We want you all to know how blessed you are to be here, to be in a place where there isn't a war going on, to be in a place where there's food, to be in a place where there's people who need help and they have people that can help them. And what I ask is this week, be there for people. Be the person that can just say, are you in trouble? Or can I help? Or what can I do for you? Find a way to be that person. Because that's what the world needs right now, is people who want to help. Thank you very much. Blessings. We will see you next week to hear about Samhain. Don't forget, wear a costume. It's fun. Bye now.
Who's on? What about Zoom?
Okay, Zoom people. Who's on Zoom? And
let's see. West Coast Eileen, Christine, SC, Donna and Kevin. Hopefully you're feeling better. Myself, Jan Ewers, Jeannie Lyons, our famous or infamous Joan Stutz, Laura O, P&J, which is Patty and Joyce, and Sky.
oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah. Did they like the play?
We love you.
I thought
Yes,
you'd never
we do.
ask. Okay. Let's see. Okay. From P&J, good morning all and welcome back April. Let me count how much. Oh, you've got 5 exclamation points, April.
Wow.
I haven't seen that from them. Big love to you. Thank you, Dottie and Janet, for the beautiful meditation and song. Dash. It so fulfills the soul with peace. Oh, they're prolific today. P&J, that was great, Dan and Torchy. Thank you so much. You got 6 periods. What a pleasure to be able to see your performance. Wonderful message from West Coast Eileen. That would have been scary for me to hug a stranger like that in public, comma, even if they were in need, being a minority woman in a country with guns.
Yes.
From Joan, thanks for reminding us about the importance of kindness, even small random kindness acts. From Sky, thank you for the reminder to keep kind in mind always. Kind in mind, all uppercase. I love you, Mama Boon. That's how we know it's the real letter. That's her signature. And from Jan, got here late and missed the first half, question mark, but we'll watch it on YouTube. What I saw was really great. Thank you. And that's a wrap.
Okay, thank you so very much. Bless you all. And we have coffee.
And some cookies are in there too.
And coffee and cookies.
First
So,
come, first served.
yes, so why don't you stick around and chat for a bit? And it was nice having you here. Thank you very much.